Fam. Welcome to the Father's Day live stream. Let me get a shout out. Shout out to Shannon Ewing. Shout out to Gina versus Gina, best mod in the building. Thomas, salute. Who else do we have in the chat? Tactical Chef, what's good with you? David Stone, what's happening?
What's up, guys?
Want to wish everybody a happy Father's Day. First and foremost, we got all dads up here except for myself. So wishing these guys and everybody watching happy Father's Day. B Norm 09, what's good? Yogi from Puerto Rico, salute. Michael Nolan, what's happening? Tech Money, what is good? So welcome to the special Father's Day live stream of the 2011 Roundtable. Just by way of background, I kind of thought about how this has evolved. So really 2 years ago, we all kind of met at SHOT Show and talked about getting together to just vibe with one another, to also get a show unity. And we'll get into that a little bit more, I think, as the live stream wears on. And that one was in Los Angeles. We did a live stream from Covert, and then we had a range day at my personal range. This year, we were blessed and honored to be hosted by my man Jeff from the Weapon Collective at his range. And now we are streaming live from Peace of Mind Guns. So, Jeff, you know a lot about Peace of Mind. Why don't you talk to them about Peace of Mind and where we're at right now?
Yeah, we're down in well, first off, let me just say thank you guys for coming out. It's a long way to come out to Utah. I know from all over the country. So super stoked to get everybody out here, everybody for tuning into the live, and for Peace of Mind for letting us do this, particularly on Father's Day. Because when we first got this scheduled, we did not realize it was Father's Day.
Right.
So
facts.
Very cool of them to do that and host this. And Peace of Mind is one of those just amazing gun shops. There's some great gun shops in Salt Lake, but Peace of Mind, as you can see on this wall behind me, just has some of the just best guns you ever see in person when you walk into a gun shop. None of the standard issue stuff, I would say. So the guys that work here are fantastic and high quality guns.
100%. And what I would also let's take a little time to think. This doesn't come together easily. I think Jeff has a much better appreciation for what everything that goes into kind of hosting one of these events, but we don't do it on our own. So
I will say this, having seen you do it and experienced it before, I think it would be harder to do it the first time.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So we had a lot of people that stepped up to help us out. So want to shout out to all the sponsors and all the people who helped bring this together. Obviously, Peace of Mind, as we just mentioned, Covert Projects out in Irvine, California. Modern Warriors really stepped up, sent a lot of firearms out to us for our range day, and we'll talk about that. Infinity stepped up and sent ammo and guns and all kinds of stuff. Zermatt Arms stepped up and sent out guns, not just guns, stepped up and sent us firearms. So shout out to Mike. Tailored Arms was another company that stepped up and sent us out firearms. T Gun Vault, my man Tarek sent us out some very custom personalized guns from his collection. Shout out to Badlands Ammunition, because look, y'all, we shot a lot of rounds, right? Yeah. We shot a lot of rounds, and they were a big part of that. Also, shout out to Gallinsons, who also gave us ammo for the range day. So we appreciate everybody that helped us out. We couldn't have done it without you guys. So definitely wanted to acknowledge all the people who participated.
Yep.
So if I'm sure everybody knows everybody here, but let's take a second to kind of go down the line and introduce ourselves in case there's new people to the live stream. Starting from my far right, Major Havoc.
Major Havoc here, Major Havoc Gun Reviews. Hey, it's just a pleasure to be here. We had a great time with what Alan and James and Jeff have put together in the past. It's just been awesome, and we're just going to have a good live here going over all this stuff.
What's up, everybody? Tactical Bearded Dad. Super excited to be here again. Absolutely love just getting with the guys and bringing us all together and having a blast, and getting to check out some really cool stuff, and then being able to do the live with y'all and talk to you, and especially on a Father's Day. I mean, bringing us all fathers together and having so much fun. So just happy to be here.
Yeah. Jeff from the Weapon Collective, and just really grateful to have everybody come out and really get all the guys together, all these amazing firearms, and then even just to deal with all these companies and have them send stuff out and communications with them. It's just a really cool experience to have all this stuff come together, and then to sit and talk about it on a live with you guys, hopefully answer some questions. Just great time.
Absolutely. So this is being broadcast on everybody else's channel as well as mine. So if you're not familiar with me, my name is 2A in LA. I'm based out of Los Angeles, California, hence the 2A in LA. And so, look, we had a phenomenal range day yesterday. I mean, if you guys have seen some of the clips that we've dropped on Instagram, you can see there's probably 30, 40 guns out there. Last year was a very unique experience because we had like 7 or 8 brand new, never seen before firearms. This year is probably what I would anticipate it to be more like, where we have a few new guns to kind of talk about. And so we've got them out here. Before we get going, though, talking about guns, let me get my YouTube disclosure out of the way. YouTube, for all of you guys out there listening, YouTube, none of the guns that you see here are loaded. We will not touch. We will not lay our hands on. I will try to avoid making eye contact to any of the guns that you see out here. But these were kind of the 4 newer guns. Some you may or may not have seen before, but they were kind of the focal points. So we're going to kind of talk through them. We'll kind of go down the line and have everybody talk about them. I'll say that we've got the Bull Armory TAC Comp. We've got the Zermatt Arms Waltz 9. We've got the AAF Raider, and we've got the Tailored Arms Torch. So these were kind of a pretty different splattering of gun types. Obviously, the Bull Armory is a more affordable 2011 option, and we'll get into that. Zermatt Arms with the Waltz 9 is just a very unique gun. It's unlike any other gun that is displayed here or any other gun that we shot really yesterday, because it's a striker fire pistol that has a 2011 soul to it, is maybe one of the ways that I would look at it. And then the AAF Raider, look, we're going to get into it. I just think AAF has really elevated their game in recent times. And Tailored Arms is the new kid on the block, coming out with their first offering with the Torch. So with that groundwork laid, Jeff, why don't you walk us through what your thoughts were on these 4 incredible guns?
Yeah, so I'll kind of go down the line, and we'll be talking about a few of the other guns that were with us yesterday at the range as well.
Yeah,
and to that, you guys will see a video from yesterday following this, maybe a day or 2 or something like that.
Right.
So I'm going to start with the Bull Armory TAC Comp. This one was, being the cheapest offering on the table, this is by far the one that I shot the most and was the most surprised by. I had an absolute blast with this gun. This thing is just amazing to shoot. But then simultaneously, it runs these proprietary mags,
Right.
which drives me crazy. I love this gun and I hate this gun.
Preach on, preach on.
Oh, the fact that they run proprietary mags is so frustrating. So I'm probably going to have this fixed to take 2011 mags. And by fixed, I mean run the correct magazine.
Right.
So, and if that doesn't make sense to people, why I say that is because it's a 2011 for all intents and purposes, except it just I watched a video from Let It Out the other day, and he said it really well with that. It's the what do you call it? The ecosystem of all my guns. They all run the same mag, and I can go to the range, have my box of mags, compatibility through all these guns, and this one being the odd man out just really frustrates me.
Yeah.
And the grip size, I'd like a bigger grip as well, but the gun shot phenomenally well. It was a ton of fun to run.
Agreed.
And then moving on to the Waltz 9, this one truly is such a unique, fun pistol. This thing is awesome. It's super fast. And calling it a striker fired gun is just
it's not fair.
It's not,
Right.
because
Right.
it is, but it's a
Blasphemy.
linear striker.
Yeah.
So it functions a lot like a 2011. It has this roller.
Delay.
It's not even delayed.
Yeah,
I mean,
roller.
it's just a roller.
It's a roll around.
It's super cool. So everything going on with this gun, it's got a comp on it, and it is just a monster. But it runs Glock mags, and that's less frustrating because everybody has Glock mags.
Right.
I just have they're always in my range case, so that's less so. But then we get to these were the most surprising. The TAC comp, I would say, was the most surprising just because of these are what I expected them to be, right? Particularly the Raider with that steel grip, the ports. I mean, I'm going to have reviews on both of these guns coming in the future, and they are great shooters. I think between the two, I prefer the Raider, and that mainly comes down to the grip. Is the biggest single feature that really stands out for me. But the Torch, I think there's some things that I need to spend a little more time with, feel out on that. I think that this one particularly had a different spring in it that I'm going to play with a little more. I think it has an 8-pound. I'm going to run a 9-pound, but that's getting into the weeds a little. And it runs the Miller grip, and it's probably the one I shot the least. So I'm going to spend a little more time with it, but very impressive, and it was a ton of fun. But the Bull really stood out to me.
Yeah. So I would say Jeff echoed a lot of the same sentiments that I have. I felt like, so I'm going to start out with everything I don't like about the Bull. I'm going to get that right out of the way. To echo Jeff's, I don't like the fact that his proprietary magazines, I can't use standard 2011 magazines. I don't like the fact that it has a polymer grip module. I don't like the fact that it has a grip safety. I like the fact that the trigger is interchangeable. I don't like that it's a plastic shoe. So those are the things that I don't like. What has nothing to do with any of that is how that bad boy shoots. It runs.
Yes.
It is flat. It is fast. It is soft shooting. It is a pleasure to shoot, and it shoots way, way, way above its price point. And so, yeah, would I like to see them change the things that I talked about? Absolutely. But I will say this, that those things do not impact the shooting experience one bit. If they improve those things, it would be even better, obviously. But as it is out of the box, amazing shooting gun for the price. The Waltz 9, again, look, there's not a lot of innovation in our space, I don't feel like. So to have a company who says, I'm going to do something different, I'm going to create something that not everybody else is doing, I think it's admirable. And I think they killed it. I think they made a very, very unique firearm. Again, it was flat. It was fast. It was a pleasure to shoot. And a lot of people are going to think about this in the context of a striker fired gun. For a striker fired gun to be this expensive, people are going to be like, oh no, but you can't think about it that way, right? It's very, very different animal. And I love the way it's shot. Of all the guns of these four, the AAF Raider to me was the best shooter all around. I just felt like the fit and finish is spectacular. It's only a 2-port inline port I would show you, but then YouTube would beat me up. So we're not going to do that. But it only has two oval ports in line. I was expecting it to be more snappy. It was surprisingly soft shooting. And I just think AAF, as I said earlier, has really elevated themselves. I always felt like Tim made a spectacular shooting gun. My criticisms were more aesthetic and stylistic. He wasn't doing full dust covers for a long time. He was doing unpinned grip safeties. And I really felt like the aesthetics, for him to get to that next level, he needed to step up the aesthetic. Well, he's killing it now. If you've been watching AAF on Instagram, I'd say the last year.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he is killing it. Different colorways. This is kind of like a battle worn look. He's hitting you from every angle, and I love what he's doing. Tailored arms. Yeah, absolutely. Tailored arms, I felt, was a very good shooting gun. It is kind of V6 ported. I think it's good. I think for an initial offering from a first-time company, I thought they did a very admirable job. It's a good gun. I'm sure all of us are going to end up doing reviews on all of these guns at some point or another. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, none of the four disappointed me.
No,
I would say.
No.
Yeah.
So, I mean, pretty much everything y'all are saying, I'm agreeing with. The Bull Armory, I wish they took 2011 mags. I wish you could, they came with a aluminum steel grip, anything like that. But the Bull Armory, like we've all said so far, it shocked me the most, especially with its price point. They're extremely hard to get right now with them just coming out. And I think they're going to take a little while, until it's easily available, because everybody wants them right now because of that price point. Especially with more reviews coming out on them and everybody seeing how well they shoot. It's just going to make it even harder and harder for them to become available. And, and they have the silver one as well.
Right.
And I absolutely love them. The Waltz 9, I have been a huge fan of for a long time. When it was the DC9R, I was a big fan of it. And I am actually waiting my own. And, the Waltz 9 to me is just, it's unique. It's different. It's not the same, that you get with a lot. They went into it. They designed a lot of specialness with it. They tried to really give you that 2011 feel, but without, it being different from what they were. So I really enjoy it. It's fast and it's fun to shoot.
Did you shoot the DC9?
The DC9, no. So
okay.
I actually had a DC9 R on order, and we were going with it, and then this one started to come out, and I changed my order.
Okay.
So I do have the Waltz 9 coming. I'm just waiting for it because once he reached out to me and said, hey, we got something new coming out, and I found out about it, I said, yeah, let's change it up and go with the new offer.
Got it.
So the AAF, Not Just Guns Raider, I have loved ever since I got my hands on it the first time at SHOT Show, and then I was lucky enough to be able to get one to do a review on it. And, and I told everybody the gun was phenomenal. It was probably one of the better, if not best shooting guns I have had in a while. I was a little worried about the porting because it just having the 2 portholes, but they are fairly large size ports.
Yeah, they are. They are.
But the
Stick your
steel
pinky.
grip, I have been a fan of Tim's for a long time. He does some of the best work that's out there. He really cares about what he's doing. Him and Gabe both. And they really have in the last year and a half. They have changed up how they've designed guns. They've done some collaborations. They've changed up coding. They went full rail, all that. And I just absolutely love everything about the AAF platform. The torch. So with it, I agree with a lot that we're saying. I like the slide design on it. I do wish it had a little bit more aggressive porting on it. That was one of the only things I wished about it. But I'm a fan of the Miller grip. I really like the design of it. I like that it is a optic that sits directly to it, and it doesn't have a plate system or anything like that. Allows it to sit super low. It was still a ton of fun to shoot. And I am actually excited to get my hands on it to be able to do more of a full in-depth video with it. Because, with us going out there, we don't get a ton of time with it. We get to shoot it a little bit and stuff like that. And, but all of them were so much fun to shoot.
Agreed. What the exact model on the bull is the
TAC comp.
is a TAC comp. It's not the TAC Pro comp.
It's TAC comp.
So it's the bull TAC comp.
Yeah.
Then
All right.
Measure Havoc. Let's hear your breakdown.
I'll go all the way down to the end with the bull. Well, to give you one thing, a negative about the magazine compatibility is there's only 4 mags, and these guys were hogging the bull. So they were hogging the bull. And then when I could find the gun, they had the mags loading them in.
Right.
So that tells you something about how good it shot.
Yeah.
Because everybody want to shoot it. So I got a complaint. I don't have a bull TAC comp. So
that's a complaint.
my complaint.
Right.
So because I want one. I really want one. I only got to shoot it 4 mags, but I'm telling you, it was pleasurable, and I was able to shoot it with different types of ammo to see how the ports and the comp were working together and exhausting the gas. It was a blast to shoot.
Yeah.
It wasn't violent. It was soft, flat, and fast.
Yep.
And you know me doing the different ammo grain rate tests.
Yeah.
I was able to do that in my little corner yesterday. So I really enjoyed the bull. I don't want to beat them up on the proprietary mags, but that's the practical reason. We had 40 guns out there that could all share mags, and that one couldn't.
Right.
So
that's the point.
That's the real deficit there. But for the price point, I want one, and I like a silver one. When somebody is out there listening, get me a silver one. The Waltz 9 surprised the crap out of me. At SHOT Show, I got to handle it. And then the guy kind of scolded me when I disassembled it. He said, well, you won't be able to put it back together. I put it back together. That thing is unique.
Oh.
But, man, just handling it does not do it justice. When you load that bad boy up and you shoot it on the range with that linear pull trigger,
Yes.
I'm telling you, that trigger rivals some of the best 2011 triggers out there.
100%.
I mean, weren't you impressed with that?
Oh, man.
I mean, I was nailing it with that. That's a great gun. That's something I'd like to review for sure and run it through my little technical test. I'm more of a technician and just trying to see all that, but I enjoyed that a lot. We get to the Alpha American, man, that Raider, not just guns. Mike and Tim, this collaboration. I felt that grip at SHOT Show. Everybody knows if that gun weighed 17 pounds, I'd still love it. I love a heavy gun.
Yes.
The porting concerned me, but when I saw the exact location, the diameter of the ports, I figured it's going to run good. We got to choose yesterday. We're going to do a little competition stuff on the Black Belt Center. Jeff said, pick your favorite gun. That's the gun I grabbed. Now, I sucked because I run a Streamlight that has an X300. I couldn't get it out of the holster, but that was a fun gun. I love the weight. I love that battle worn, and I love the aesthetics of it. It's just it just did everything right for me. I spent the most time with the torch. I fired the most rounds through the torch. I really like the aesthetics. I think they nailed the aesthetics of the frame and the slide.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I really like the Miller grip, but not on this gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This gun has so much potential. But at the price point, I was like, I could see so many ways to improve it. But every gun out here is a good gun.
Yeah.
Every gun we shot yesterday was a good gun. I definitely would. I'm considering this torch. I definitely want to run it through the paces more. But I put a lot of rounds through it yesterday, And I don't think I saw any of us have any difficulties with ejection or loading any of the guns. Everything ran, and we did. I think we only didn't oil them up but one time, just the bull, one time. Everything else, but it was because Jeff and Alan and James were shooting the bull. It got the most rounds to it. I didn't. 4 mags, guys. I got cheated. All right, back to you, Alan.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, to your point on the torch, if I sounded less enthusiastic about it, know that it's a great shooting gun. There's no doubt about it. I think there is, and I think for your first gun out of the box, I think they killed it. I would like to see probably a different grip module on it. I would like to see a different port package on it. But aside from that, it's still a phenomenal shooter. And I think we talked about this yesterday. I think, all of these guns, guys, they're all great. When we're saying
we're splitting hairs.
When we're saying, I like this gun a little bit better than that, it's by the thinnest of margins. But those are the kind of margins that people make a decision about what they're going to buy off of. So I take that serious. I'd like to point out all the goods and the bad.
Let me say this real quick.
Sure.
So what we did yesterday, it was a range day. Everybody's grabbing guns and going over, and you're going through guns pretty quickly. So I'm not making an assessment on like overall performance of these guns. This was a very first impressions. Like, how does this thing feel? Because it wasn't running drills, getting zero metrics with these guns. I don't know. Like I said, I'm going to be doing more in-depth reviews, particularly on those two, the Torch and the Raider. But yesterday, it's hard. It's a very first impressions, like feel. How does it feel in the hand? Recoil, impulse, like very generic kind of first overall. What is the gun telling me right off the bat? But not super in depth.
And I would say too that for a gun like the Torch, as a set aside, we all have had much more trigger time on AAF guns and bull guns, right?
Yeah, I've shot this. I've done a video on the Waltz 9 already, so I spent time with the Waltz 9.
Yeah, so it's really kind of unfair to the Torch a little bit because they're just a brand new company right out of the box, and we didn't get to shoot a ton of rounds through them. Now, that said, those are these 4 guns, but if you guys saw some of the Instagram videos we dropped, you saw there were 30 to 40 guns sitting on that table. Some were amazing. Amazing. So I'll start off my man Major Havoc, and we'll work our way back this way. What guns besides these 4 really stood out to you yesterday? And it doesn't have to be one. If there were a few, by all means.
Yeah, so we were looking out there, the Infinity, the Goatee gun of the year. That's a 3.75 inch.
Yeah.
And it's like a little short little rascal. And I'm thinking, well, that's, Infinity name, it's going to be good. It's going to be great. But man, when you shoot it, it's like that bad boy's fast and flat. And everybody was like, gun of the year, it's the one, it's the one. It was great. But for me, when I grabbed that Peanut Butter Cup Infinity, it felt at home.
Yeah.
And one of the guys there, Blake, was doing the filming. He come over and he said, if you could only take one with you out of this whole stack, which is it? I looked straight down. I said, Peanut Butter Cup.
Yeah.
So that tells me that. But I enjoyed the Pit Viper, and I don't like polymer grips.
Yeah.
Right? That to me, that gun, it deserves an aluminum or steel
I'm
grip.
with you on that.
But your version of the Pit Viper with the 4 ports, man, it was ripping. I enjoyed those. The Viking Hell stood out to me because of that grip.
That Molinar grip.
Man, what's it called, that grip?
Molinar.
Man, it's just got some kind of shelf right back here at the palm, and it fits right the way I shoot. And now, it was concussive. It was loud.
Yeah,
it was loud. It was proud, and it was on target, man. I just enjoyed that gun. But there was so many, like you said, there wasn't a bad gun in the batch. And to have all that many guns with that many rounds going through it with different shooting styles, there was no malfunctions. I mean, we were out there just having a blast. The weather, I mean, those 40-mile-an-hour gusts, I enjoyed those a lot.
Got windy.
It got windy.
Yeah,
it was a blast.
Yeah,
but it was good. So those are the ones that stood out to me. because I'd never shot a peanut butter cup before, and so I was really happy with that gun, and I was happy with everyone. We didn't have anything that was like, let's set it aside.
No. I mean, that's what makes it so hard.
Yeah, exactly. So difficult. Like you said, it's truly just some initial impressions and first impressions, especially with these four.
Yeah.
But it was just a fabulous day. Lots of camaraderie and lots of rounds downrange.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed it.
James.
Yeah. So for me, I mean, the Infinity stuff is just it's hard to beat, honestly. The gun of the year, I was so excited to be able to get my hands on it. It's kind of one of the, chance of a lifetime kind of thing, and thanks, Jeff, for bringing it even out. But that one was just so fun to shoot. I really liked it. I really enjoyed the Phoenix Trinity T Gun Vault collab gun, the Desert Pro.
Yeah.
That was one that I loved ever since they first came out with it, and I've never been able to even hold one. Absolutely love that one. But one thing that kind of shocked me that, I've never shot a race gun before, and I got to shoot the Infinity race gun, and that was fun. I mean, like, you feel it. I mean, your hands don't move, but your body does.
Right.
And I mean, like, I think I said to him, I was like, it's like you feel it in your soul. Yeah. Like if you have fillings in your teeth, they might come out. But it was just so much fun to shoot. I really enjoyed shooting the peanut butter cup. But the Goatee, the gun of the year, that one was probably the best for me. I mean, the titanium, and I mean, it's just it was one that once you shot it, you just kind of grinned and you were like, wow.
Yeah.
So
with that race gun though, you were hogging it over
there. Oh
man,
I love
it. He was grinning. He turned around, putting that thing away, and he was smiling this wide. And I'm like, man, he is having a blast with that race gun.
Yeah. So for me, I would say, obviously, I just got the Silver Ghost in my collection, so I am very recently in tune to Infinity race guns. Just amazing shooters. They are concussive though. Oh. You get 3 comps and 4 ports on a gun, it's going to be concussive. There were just so many phenomenal guns out there. We had Miller Precision guns out there. We had Phoenix Trinity guns out there. We had Atlas guns out there, Terran guns out. I mean, you name it, it was on that table. The gun that I enjoyed the most, which was a little bit surprising for me, was the Goatee. It was the Infinity gun of the year. That's a 3.75 inch all titanium gun. If you haven't shot, and I'm sure probably most people haven't shot an all titanium gun, the recoil impulse is different. Yeah. It's very lightweight, and that's what I'm saying. So the gun is so light. It is not, Infinity has a very kind of understated porting system.
Yeah.
And
2 little square ports.
Right. Yep. So you're thinking a 3.75 inch gun, super lightweight, kind of modest porting. This is going to be a snappy little something. That gun is fast and flat. It runs. Now I'm a little jealous. I didn't pick up one when I had the opportunity
the timing of that gun.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, that gun shot off the chart. So that was the gun that really stood out to me of all the guns that I shot yesterday. And in part because it really caught me by surprise. I said in a video that I did, I don't think there is a better sub 4-inch pistol out there than the Goatee.
No.
I certainly haven't shot one.
Yeah. So I think what makes guns so that kind of intangible just pull towards a certain gun. I mean, you have the aesthetic and everything, all the build specs, but it's that unexpected quality that you just get caught off guard and surprised by. So Goatee, it's a little 375 ports and titanium, but then it has the cheek buster at the end too, which is just like such a good little touch on one of those little pistols. And it does shoot phenomenally well. I love that pistol. And titanium's just something different. It's just feels like unlike anything else you've felt. And then of course the Infinity triggers in all those are really the real bread and butter in there that is just
They do something
makes them
special.
go fast. It's just so pleasurable to shoot. But I think my favorite gun is it's either Peanut Butter Cup or Bone Crusher. And Bone Crusher, that's the 4.5 steel with the cheek buster on that. I love that gun. And Peanut Butter Cup too, just the 5-inch. It's just the infinity trigger is the soul of that. And speaking of which, was super surprising. Of the guns that Infinity sent out, they sent out an HD with their new trigger kit and changed that gun entirely. Because it's still a Series 80, and I do not like the HD platform at all. And that made me question it.
Yeah,
I made me that HD with that trigger.
Man, I need to get one.
And if they didn't say, if Infinity didn't designate that it was still a Series 80, there's no way I would believe that. Because they really did something special with that. That made, I mean, and it's those kinds of things that make me rethink something I've already decided on. In the HD, I'm done with that. Right? Wash my hands of that thing. And then they do that, and it's now I'm questioning it. That's what Infinity does. That was a ton of fun. And then like the H2 from Phoenix Trinity, I really enjoyed.
Such a good shooter.
Such a good shooter.
A lot of the Phoenix Trinities that we had out there. They were fun.
I know Phoenix Trinity gets a lot of hate based on QC or whatever, but they know how to make a comp gun, and they know how to make a ported gun.
I have several of them, and I've never had an issue.
Before we reviewed them, and like I said, that H2, when I did it a couple months ago, it was impressive.
The H2 is a monster.
And I shot it yesterday as well.
That slide racker. The honcho from Covert that they sent out. That thing is gorgeous too, in that black and gold.
It makes me rethink sending mine back.
The tuna.
I'd say too, I mean, one thing that kind of shocked me was Charles mentioned it, but the Viking firearms grip. That thing.
So
right
along
there,
those lines, we got a question here from Michael Nolan. Give me some more details on the Viking Hell grip.
So let's talk about it. So everybody loves the Atlas grip, and it's because you can change out the panels. You can put, palm swell on the right hand side, the step ledge, whatever you want to call it, on the left hand side if you're a right-handed shooter. So what they did was they took a grip and they basically molded that into the grip. They made a brand new grip that allows you to have that palm swell and the ledge step on the left-hand side, without having to have panels. And it is perfectly placed. Every single one of us that grabbed it, it fit our hands perfectly. The grip texture on it was amazing. I mean, the whole design, the feel of it. I mean, it was. I mean, and I hate to say it because I love like the AAF grip and stuff like that, but the grip from Viking was probably the one thing that I was like, oh my gosh, I love this so much.
But we get questions about, wait a minute, does the palm swell on that or on the Atlas Alpha grip, does it make it bigger in circumference? That what people don't realize is when you grip that gun,
you've got this hollow
part right here.
It's filling the gap.
Filling in the gap and giving you support there. So to me, with that left-hand side of the hail with that ledge and the palm swell on the right, it filled in the gaps in both places. So there was actually more surface area of the grip contacting my hands, and you could just accelerate, and the gun would not move out of the anyway.
Well, and that's what the Atlas Alpha grip is doing as well.
Right.
But since they're panels, they have to be more centered in the grip.
Right.
These are moved all the way to the back, and the shooting is one aspect. For me, I think the thing that I noticed the most is drawing it from the holster. It just puts my hand in the right place, high up in the beaver tail. And that grip when it's out, which I don't know exactly when that's going to be out. We made that video a little while ago.
I would say if you guys haven't seen, Jeff and I collaborated along with Jacob from Viking. If you haven't seen that video, definitely go back and check it out because we go into a great detail and you get to hear it from the horse's mouth himself because Jacob will break down for you that grip. So
I've had people say it's like, oh, it looks like it's so much wider and everything like that.
It looks wider.
It does from the back. I mean, like when you're looking at it from the back, it does. But when you grip onto it, you have that same 2011 feel, but it's filling up your hand.
And you get into the trigger in the same amount of reach. It's just filling in the gaps.
Shout out to AAF, Tim from AAF, who's joining us. Tim, we talked a lot about your guns, had a lot of positive things to say.
Go Raider.
Hope the check's in the mail. Just joking, y'all. Just joking.
I hope the gun's in the mail.
Right,
Forget the check.
part. Yep. That part.
Exactly.
Okay, so look, guys, hit us up with questions. I got a couple of good ones here that I jotted down for us to cover. So I think this is BTG, our brother, our YouTube brother, asks relative to the torch. And I think this is a broader question. And I think my thought process on this has evolved over time. I haven't talked to you guys about this at all, so I'm anxious to hear what you guys say. But he asks, do we consider the torch more of a mid-tier gun? And I think it's hard to answer that because we have to start with, well, what's mid-tier, right? I think the cost of 2011s has shot through the roof in recent years. I think a couple of years ago, I would have considered a gun that was kind of $4,000 to $5,000 mid-tier in terms of price point. Now that gun is getting more affordable.
Yeah. Let me jump in here.
Good. So, help us out.
This is my take on it. And these two guns, the Raider and the Torch, are priced about the same, if not exact.
Yep. Yes.
But the Torch has the Miller grip, which I associate with the $4,000 gun.
Yeah.
Like the Miller, $4,500.
Yeah.
So I look at it and it has that Miller grip compared to the steel Alpha American grip for the same price. And it's hard for me to wrap my head around that price because of that.
Yeah.
And but the slide and frame, it even has the built-in thumb ledges, and it has some proprietary like debris clearing things going on internally. So it's somewhere in between the two for me because it's a kind of a mishmash of the high end and the mid tier with the Miller grip on there for me.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. Look, I think most entry level Atlases are coming in at $6,000, $6,500. I would not call an Atlas a mid tier gun, and so I would say it's priced like an upper tier gun.
Yeah.
It has a lot of upper tier gun qualities to it, but is lacking in a couple of areas. And again, though, I would say for a first gun out of the box, I think they did a very, very good job overall on that. What do you guys think? What would you guys say?
I agree. I mean, go ahead.
Yeah, we can't make another tier. You know,
right.
We can't split the head. But the thing is, the componentry involved in the production of the gun. You know, it's got the top quality barrel, slide, and frame that would put it in upper areas.
Yeah.
It has a solid mid or upper mid tier grip. The Miller is a great grip, but it's not the grip for that gun for us.
Well, you're comparing it. You're like by tier, you're comparing it to its peers.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's sitting next to that. It's like
it's tough to do.
Yeah.
But the slide cuts, the engineering, and some of the debris clearing channels in there, all that screams, okay, that's going to be pretty good.
Yeah.
The two things to me, and I'm going to get some hate over it because I'm a port guy. I just think they kind of missed the boat a little bit going to the old school V6 porting.
Yeah.
I mean, I see room here. You guys know where I would do this.
Yeah.
I put this in as a
inline.
hybrid 8 or 9. I do inline 2 or 3 of the right size. The location is there, and I leave the V6s, and that thing's going to haul bug. It's going to move.
Yeah.
And you know, that gun with that AAF grip on it. Oh my God.
Yeah.
You know?
See, and that's where I think I think if and I know Miller has done some in the past and everything, but I think if it had a Miller steel grip on it,
There you go.
it would completely change it for us.
Yeah.
Because I mean, when you get a gun that's got a steel grip on it, it kind of makes you feel that higher because everybody knows steel grips are more expensive. They're harder to machine. You know, they take longer to machine on the machine and everything. So, that's the thing that I got because I'm a fan of the Miller grip. I like them a lot. Especially on the Miller guns and everything.
Yeah.
But when it comes to this and you've got two that are pretty much the exact same price, it's hard to compare apples to apples because, the Raider, I've already done the review on it, and it's probably one of my favorite guns of 2026. But
No bias.
it's
Right.
it really is though. I mean, it is one of my favorite guns, and but the steel grip, the texture on the grip, how well the magwell is fitted to it, everything like that is just something different when you pick it up in your hand.
Yeah.
And that's the big difference, because with a lot of these, when you pick them up, you can feel it. I mean, if you pick it up and it doesn't have that heft and weight to it, it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
It's like that clip out of Jurassic Park when the kid picks up the binoculars. He goes, "Is that heavy?" Yeah. Put it down. Yeah.
The thing is, this AAF grip, to me, I know we're not ranking anything, but my top 3 grips, let's forget the guns. My top 3 grips were the Hell,
Yeah.
the AAF steel grip,
Yep.
and the grip on the peanut butter cup. The Infinity
That's
grip.
steel grip.
So that Infinity steel grip with that texture, this AAF steel grip, yeah, man, and then that Hell, that's my top 3 grips. You could put those grips on a sub 3K gun and improve that rascal just by bolting the grip on.
Yeah.
I mean,
Grip goes. I mean,
the grip
look
changes
at
a lot.
what we started this off with, and the problem with the bolt.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, grip and mag are one and the same on that.
Right.
But
So transplant that grip on that bowl.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Would you pay an extra $500 to $700 for that bowl?
guaranteed.
We all would.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Have a 2011
absolutely.
mags and a aluminum or steel grip.
Agree. Now, we got asked about, is the Raider much different than the Warfighter?
Yes. I mean,
Yes.
I'd say so,
design
too.
of it. I mean, the porting of it. I mean, like, yes, it's got the same grip, and it's made by Alpha American, but that's about the same.
Mine has the
I mean,
Chile. It's not. It's technically the AAFX Covert, so it has the Chile.
It's got the
steel grip,
okay, yeah. So, but the Warfighter in this one, they're still made by Tim and Gabe at Alpha American, so you're going to still get a phenomenal firearm.
Right.
But yes, there is a difference. There's the slide, the way it's cut, everything, like the porting
That
on it's
V14
different.
porting.
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, it's completely different style porting, because you're going from 2 really large, cannonball holes,
Right.
to 14 smaller holes.
Right.
Yeah.
So there is a difference.
I
So,
think the Warfighter I would classify more as a traditional designs, traditional aesthetics.
Yeah.
With the V porting,
Right.
Still the heft like yours with the steel grip, still the same balance. Where the Raider comes in is a new design on the steel grip. It comes in with some serious aesthetics with the slide cuts in the frame. It just really does a good job. The milling on top, and a different port package, and also the distressed, where the
Right.
Warfighter
It looks
has a
right.
different.
I love the look of it.
So that one just
It's hot.
that one just screams, man, battle proven, man. Let's
Yep.
go out there and rock
Yeah.
and roll with it. So yeah, it's just different.
Next question I got, and this is totally different from a gun. Hit Squad wants to know, what are our thoughts, and I think we've all done videos on it. What are our thoughts on the Recoil Reaper
from Jacob
from
Gray.
Jacob Gray? Does it enhance the shooting experience?
Not for me.
Not for you.
Like I should probably preface this with, I've done very little shooting with it. I put it in the Hex Pro, and my experience with it was it added muzzle rise, less recoil in the hand. So it's like a trick.
Yeah.
But
I
mean,
thought
that energy has to go somewhere.
I thought it helped a little bit. But I also kind of, in a way, I feel like you can kind of still get the same thing with, messing around with different springs, stuff like that. I mean, the Reaper, it did help. I agree with Jeff. I felt like it helped in one, but hurt in another a little bit. I mean, it's a cool thing. I mean, it's different. But yeah, I mean, a lot of times, especially with these 2011s, a lot of them come with certain springs, and all of us mess with throwing in a different spring or cutting a coil or, something like that to kind of play with it and see what it feels like the best for us, the best for the ammo that we're using, things like that. Because like that was one thing that, like with the Waltz 9 that they did, like when they sent it to me, they sent me a full list of all the different
yeah.
springs to use
It
with
does.
the different ammo.
Yeah.
And that's what, you know, and I wish other companies would do that as well.
It's a whole spec
you know,
sheet.
Yeah.
Right,
I mean, like they sent me,
right.
and that's, you know, and I just know it's something that's going to go to everybody that buys one. But, you know, that was one thing that I liked about it because, you know, they tested all that stuff. And so the Recoil Reaper, yes, I feel like it does help. But like Jeff said, you get one good thing, but kind of hurts in another.
I'll take the Recoil Reaper in a different direction.
Okay.
I think it's going to provide us for the least amount of value or benefit because we shoot so many different 2011s and we know how to spring tune them. We know what we like, and we actually know the difference between felt recoil, muzzle rise, return to zero, maybe a little better than average. I don't know. I don't want to say much more than average, but a lot of rounds, at least a lot of rounds through this stuff.
Yeah.
Where I saw the Recoil Reaper, and I did test it in different platforms, where I saw the benefit was, I even said it on my review of it, and I wasn't dissing the Recoil Reaper. I was saying I could see no value for me the way I shoot with my guns and my ammo. But I saw value in it because for me, I get more value from porting. But porting means you got to know the machine shop. You got to do lead times. You got to do wait times.
Yeah.
And you're going to spend $300 to $500. The Recoil Reaper is maybe $2.50 or $275. The average person can field strip it and install it in a few minutes. Where I saw the difference is if you have, you know, this forearm isn't moving, you know, so it didn't, you know, but if you have a slightly weaker grip, a novice grip, you know, a less stature, a less frame, where I saw it benefit is on lighter guns as well, aluminum frame guns as well.
Yeah.
Did you run it on a 4 1/4?
I run it on a 4 1/4.
So I haven't done that.
I did too.
I ran it on a 4 1/4, non-ported, and it did tame it down. And see, I let females and other guys shoot it. I let a 78-year-old guy with arms about the size of a toothpick. So he normally has a lot of recoil control. He enjoyed it. He said it was softer in his hand. So there is a place for it.
Yeah.
It's just not on this panel.
Okay.
You know, that's to be as fair as possible.
Yeah,
there's a place, but we're not going to do it.
Yeah, I put it in my my 4 1/4 covert special edition TWC 9, and I felt like there was a noticeable amount of felt recoil reduction.
Softness.
But yeah, I thought everything. I would agree with what most people have said. Yes, there's some recoil reduction. Is it earth-shattering, life-changing? No, I'd say would be an overstatement. But solid. Tactical Tina, hey sis, asks us, do you guys use various 124 grain ammo? I know Major Havoc likes S&B 124 grain. I like S&B too. That's my go-to. That's my favorite. But I'll throw some Blazer in there if I can get a good deal on it. What about you guys?
As far as 124 goes, yeah, S&B, PMC, and Staccato typically. But I love the 147, like the Badlands, man.
Yeah.
See, and that's where I use a lot of the Blazer 124, but I have been running a lot of the Badlands lately.
Man, it's fun.
And yeah, it's more expensive.
It is.
But man, in these 2011s, it's different. And you know, I got I got a bunch, and I've been running through it, and yeah, it's a little bit more expensive, but it makes the smile on your face a little bit more.
Well, I would tell you this: I've never shot Badlands anything until yesterday, and I was alternating each mag with each gun.
Yeah,
that makes a difference.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
I'm like, that's cheating, Jeff. That's where those personal records on the bill drills come, because that ammo, it's like having a 7th port on a V6. You know? Like this torch,
amazing,
this
dude.
torch with the Badlands. You see, I make my decisions based on hot 124s.
Right.
Because I try to use the same ammo for every review, and then I do extensive ammo tests from 115 to 150 grain. But man, that Badlands is a different animal for that. But when you say 124s, I'm going to say S&B is always my top pick, and then I'll go with PMC and Federal as my backups on the 124 FMJs. We shot Blazer yesterday, correct?
Yeah,
that was,
yeah,
and it was fine. It's Blazer's a little softer feel than S&B, and it's a good thing. There is a disclaimer on the box not to shoot it through ported guns.
Yeah.
I don't think we had a non-ported gun out there yet.
No. And I would say this too about that. That's one of the questions here: Blazers and ported guns. So I would not shoot 115 Blazer in a ported or comp gun, but 124 runs it pretty
Yeah, I've
well.
shot so many rounds of Blazer 124.
Yeah.
But I personally wouldn't recommend anybody should do it.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Disclaimer.
Yeah, disclaimer.
The box says don't
Read
do
the
it.
box.
Read the box.
Yeah.
Use
Right.
your best judgment.
Right.
Read the box. Don't watch our videos.
I got another question here from my man Barry. Barry says he's heard the Dark Forge is coming out with a toolless guide rod for the Reaper. Have you guys heard any of that? Any of those rumblings?
I have not.
No.
I haven't.
I haven't heard it either. So it's possible though.
It hasn't caused me a problem doing it the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, so I just saw that question
I mean,
too.
I have an interesting. I mean, takedown toolless guide rods are easy.
Yeah.
But I've had several fail on me as well.
Yeah.
So it's just one more potential failure point. So
Especially if they're
and the greatest little paper clip ever is that Fowler Terry's takedown tool.
oh yeah.
Those are the best. So they don't bug me at all to not have a toolless guide rod.
Yeah, I think the toolless, a lot of times where some of them fail is they get coated and they don't get taken apart correctly and everything like that to get coated.
And heat cycle.
Yeah.
Heat cycle on those, like I told Jeff, it was about a year ago, I was saying, he said, you don't run a lot of toolless guide rods. I said, no, I've had failures. Jeff said, I've never had a failure. And then he had 2 in a row.
On the same gun.
He had the same gun. I'm like, I
So-
jinxed it. Yeah, I don't, whatever's in the gun, I'm going to run it that way.
Yeah, me too.
Except a 2-piece guide rod. Man, I don't like those,
Yeah.
but I'll deal with them.
What do you talking guide rods? What do you guys think about the Kimber 2K11 guide rod? I haven't put enough rounds on
I
that
haven't
gun
put enough
to
rounds to
ever
it,
have
so
an
no.
issue, but it's a cool little
Yeah,
system.
it's unique. It's a cool system. I could see where there could be issues with it. I think, they tried to do something different. I think it's cool with the way that they did it. I haven't heard of anybody having any issues.
Nor have I.
I mean, anywhere.
Kind of early on in the game too, though.
But there's a lot of people out there that are shooting Kimbers nonstop.
Yeah,
so I mean,
there is.
and I haven't heard of anything. I mean, I'm sure there's maybe somebody out there that has maybe had an issue, but I haven't heard of anything.
I don't see where there's a pin that can come out and cause the jam of the way that it's designed with that twist action. So I've got only about 3,000 rounds through my Kimbers. That's my experience, but all my friends that have them, no issues that we know of.
Yep.
Okay, I got a great question here from David Stone. David says $3,000 question, guys.
Uh-oh.
RCD Core, Bull Armory, TAC Comp.
Oh,
so
man.
for me, with the current grip and mags on the Bull, I guess it depends. If you don't have any 2011s and you're buying a single gun, then maybe the TAC Comp. You don't have, that's the only mags you're going to be running, not a big deal. But if you have other guns or plan to get other guns and want them all to be compatible, Core.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're 2 different animals, if you think about it. The Bull is definitely a V-ported and compensated gun, and it's tuned for that purpose. The Core is basically a solid platform that gives you some creative liberties to go in there with porting and aesthetics. So it's like I said, it's 2 different animals. I would say, like Jeff said, if you don't have many 2011s and you don't have to worry about keeping track of mags, you go with what you like the best. You can't go wrong with either choice.
I'm going to say different. I'm going to say Race City Defense. I don't care no matter what. I mean, I've been a huge Race City Defense fan for a long time. And I think with what they're doing with the Core, nobody else is doing. And I think, especially if you get one and, Jeff, I think you had one that was upgraded and stuff like that. That one right there, I mean, it's just one of those that you can get, it's going to run. It's built by people that have been, building some insane 2011s for a while now. And, I love the Bull Armory and everything, but again, the mags and the grip is what does it for me, because the new grip on the Core, I like even more than their original grip.
Amen. I do. I like the dual texture. I really do.
So here's what I would say. I did a video comparing the Phoenix Trinity Honcho V2, the covert version, and the Atlas Gunworks Erebus. And I said the Erebus is better than the Honcho V2 in every way possible,
But
except for shooting it, right? Except for the actual shooting of it.
yeah,
And so I think there's some of that here.
yeah,
Like the RCD is better in every possible way, but keep in mind that's a very basic gun out of the box. And so if you took the RCD and shot it out of the box, you don't do anything, you don't do any additional porting, nothing like that, right? You just take it as it is.
It's a tool.
Then the shooting experience on the bull is going to be a little bit more fun because it is comped and ported. Now, if you're willing to invest a little bit of money in a port package for that core, then there is not going to be a comparison after that. And so I just think it depends on what you want to do. I think the core is the ultimate base for a project gun.
Totally.
Well,
And
that's
so,
a great way to put it.
Yeah. So I think it just depends on what you want to do. But that would be my comment on that. Let me see if we got any other questions. Kevin Martin says, Major Havoc, how does the Bull Armory feel shooting wise to your Havoc X comp?
You can't compare. It's like a heavyweight fighter going up against a featherweight fighter. You know, the X comp is 50 something ounces.
Yeah.
And this thing, I don't even have the spec on it. You know, all I say is this: Alan's analogy of when we all shot the Honcho V2.
Yeah.
That Jeff, Alan, me, we all reviewed it within 10 days of each other without consulting, and had the same exact the wow factor of soft, fast, and fun. But the quality was not air, it was quality.
Right.
Yeah.
Just like that, the fast and funness of the bull. Even though I only got to shoot 4 mags. You know, I'm not upset, y'all.
We're not going to hear the end of that one. That's for sure.
I only got 4 mags through it, but I'm going to buy one just because of that. But you can't compare the X comp. Plus, just like James is a little biased on his writer here. The Havoc X Cup kind of has my name in it, so right. I can't say, oh, it's a piece of crap. You know? So,
yeah. Okay, so look, man, we've been doing this for about an hour. I know it's Father's Day, and these guys are dads, so I want to get them out of here. But I'd like to set the stage for next year. Look, guys, we're already talking about next year. And we have a goal to try to improve things every year, for every year to get a little bit better than the prior year. We're going to get dates firmed up well in advance. We're going to get the location firmed up well in advance. A lot of locations have been thrown out already. So stay tuned for that.
And speaking to that, just want to say it's unfortunate that Team Blacksmith.
Yes, salute to my man Michael.
Yeah, Michael.
Hopefully next year when we get a little more head start on the planning.
Right,
yeah.
And so hopefully next year we'll get Mike back, and we'll hopefully get a couple of other content creators in the space who we think will add to and enhance the conversation. But be on the lookout for that. Obviously, if you are not subscribed to everybody that you see on this platform, what are you doing? What are you doing at this point? Make sure you're subscribed to my man Major Havoc, my man Tactical Bearded Dad, myself, and Jeff from the Weapons Collective, because look, fam, there's going to be a ton of reviews. There's going to be hopefully a lot more collaborations like the one that Jeff and I did earlier in the year. And then Jeff and Tactical Bearded Dad have this thing going on with the Mac 9. I'm anxious to see how that all is going to work out. If you haven't been watching Tactical Bearded Dad Top 10 2011 manufacturers, check that out as well on Instagram and YouTube. 2 more dropped today. Rafferty and Venom. Look, you guys know how I feel about those 2. I can't. A little birdie is telling me I know what the number 1 is going to be, but we won't let that cat out of the bag just yet. Right. We appreciate everybody tuning in on this Father's Day. We love you guys. We appreciate you guys. We are nothing nothing without you. We're just some guys sitting in front of the camera talking without you guys. So just know that we appreciate you, and keep an eye out. We're going to be having a lot of great new guns that are going to come out between now and SHOT Show. Stay tuned for that. We're going to have a bunch of great reviews on them. So we really, really, really appreciate. Oh, Tailored Arms paid a visit. Salute. Loving the torch. All right, so we're going to wrap it up. Anybody have last words? You guys fellas want to have last words?
Just thank you to everybody. I mean, everybody that helped with this. Thank you, Jeff, for bringing us out. Thank you, everybody that's been watching. I mean, just can't thank y'all enough.
Yeah, I appreciate all the support from all of our subscribers from all 4 of the channels. I mean, we're all different. We're all brothers. We all review differently. We look for different things. We shoot different ways. We get along so great. I'm missing Michael. I got to spend last weekend with Michael, however, down in Florida with Alan and all. But it's just great to come together, be able to share our ideas, and just be out there to shoot fine weapons. We had great weather, a great host, and a great technology backup with Alan here. So just an awesome time, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, I want to thank all you guys for coming out all this way. All of the sponsors. I mean, just to even get these 4 guns on the table is fantastic, let alone everything else that showed up. It's such a cool network, and I'm so grateful to be a part of just this entire community. Everybody that tunes in, Peace of Mind, all the local people that came together for this as well. So thank you much. Really do appreciate it.
Yeah, and I'll just end on this. I think one of the things that was mentioned earlier is I did a live stream not too long ago on kind of some of the things that I'm seeing in the gun tube space where people are attacking each other. I think what I love about this event more than anything is the display of unity. You have guys who are coming from very different backgrounds from all over the country who have all kind of, come together over our love of firearms, for our love of the 2011 platform. And hopefully, we're an example of what the gun tube space is at its best, and that is a unifying force. And so for that, I appreciate these guys, my brothers. Right. All right. That's it for this episode, fam. Until next time, as always, take care of one another and peace.
Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day.
See you guys.